We will absolutely see. So within Doge, they are trying, or maybe they have already gotten rid of USAID and the Department of Education. Don't we need those agencies and other agencies that they're trying to get rid of?
So the aspects of both of those, probably about 10 to 15, maybe even 20% of each one of those agencies, yes, we do need. I do believe that we do need to have somebody overseeing to make sure that the education in California is just as good as the education is in Alabama. That makes sense. The problem was somewhere along the lines, and this has been said across the board, they stopped doing that. They
Mhm.
stopped focusing on that side of it. And yes, there were some great parts of the Department of Education when it was first established. It was definitely to help out some of the more minority communities to make sure that they were getting equal opportunities, but they haven't done it. You cannot go into any of the inner city schools and say that those schools are just as good as the suburban schools. If that was true, then we would not have this push for the school vouchers or the school choice programs in every single state in the U.S. That's what the Department of Education should have been doing. They should have been making sure that the money and the account, because the money's been going there, but for
Right.
some reason, it's not getting to the classroom. It's getting taken up in some bureaucratic mess instead of sending those millions of dollars. There's no excuse in 2025 that inner city Nashville, Tennessee, or Memphis, or whatever state you're in, that they do not have a school that is just as good as Brentwood, California, Brentwood, Tennessee, or any other. There's no excuse. Public education should be equal across the board right now with the millions of dollars that we've put into it. And yet we're still seeing such a disparity between the schools. And I say this as a proud public school parent. I see it in my own school. I see it within my own community, the very wealthy public school versus the very poor public school, and the what they consider to be the magnet school that's supposed to merge both of them together only takes the best and brightest out of all the schools and
Yes.
centralizes it. And
Yes.
that is a part of the broken education system that our DOE was supposed to eliminate, and it didn't. So you
Mhm.
do kind of have to get rid of it, unfortunately, to start from scratch. What I would hope is that something would be put back in, reestablished in its place that would um, do that. Maybe that's more unrealistic thinking in my mind, but until then, I have to think that the states can do a better job than our national, because our nationals failed us since 1979. The
Mhm.
national DOE has failed every single student, public school student graduate in this country, and there's no one who can defend them.
And maybe one of the things, and again, this is just me thinking that, okay, we take it out of the federal hands, put it in the state hands, but also put in some barriers that, okay, if this isn't working, we need to change this. Don't just leave it for 30, 40 years and then say, oh, it's not working, because all of the children that has come through the education system during that time, we have failed them and they deserve more. So okay, if we're going to move it from federal, let's put it into state, fine. But we need to make sure that state is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and and hold their feet to the fire when they do that.